Hello, my dear Starknet fam. Welcome back to the Star Cafe for another exciting episode for the first time under the umbrella of the Scale Watching brand. And at the end of the episode, I'm going to tell you a bit more about that. But having said that, I would like to make a brief introduction about the guest of today, Akira from StrkFarm, as we are going to speak about this DeFi aggregator and the yield strategy manager. And I'm really looking forward to speaking about this new DeFi protocol on Starknet, and also about his own opinion about the whole DeFi scene on this scaling solution. So hello, Akira. Welcome to the Star Cafe. How is it going?
Hi, Nurstar. Hi. Very good, very good. Very excited to be with you on this call here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks a lot for hosting us.
Thanks to you for coming, and I'm really excited as well. Well, I think a very good icebreaker would be telling us a bit about your Web3 journey. How did it begin? And also, when was the moment that you decided to build StrkFarm?
Okay. So I think my Web3 journey began roughly around 2020 in the previous cycle, and I was mostly in the DeFi space for a long time. Prior to this, I was in the fintech industry, and when I came across what kind of changes Uniswap did to this ecosystem, I think it really blew my mind. And from then, I was very serious into this. And earlier, I was working on this platform called Neve back in 2021, 22, which is kind of like a yield managing solution for the US. After that, I worked with Hashtag, which is like a lending under collateralized lending platform on Starknet itself. And I think that's how eventually, when I came across DeFi Spring, I for me it was like there was no platform that existed back then that could show me all the yields at one place. I really felt Starknet needed such a platform, so that's how my journey started. Yeah.
Very cool, very exciting. And going deeper a bit into StrkFarm, besides aggregating the best yields on Starknet, that was your initial mission when you began building StrkFarm. And I remember that you decided to do this kind of very well done interface in order to aggregate the all yields that were being offered by the different Starknet protocols during DeFi Spring. In fact, like StrkFarm, I think the idea behind the StrkFarm, if you want to confirm that, is that you wanted to help Starknet users to make the best out of the DeFi Spring initiative, right?
Right, right. So it was with for the Starknet users and even people outside Starknet. I think it's one place if they're able to see all the yields and if they know that there is good opportunity that they can interact with Starknet platforms while earning good returns. I think that was the initial motive. Yeah.
I see very well. And then how did you switch to the yield strategy building? Like when did you decide that you also wanted to offer users a strategy managed by you, by your team?
Right. So when I first put this platform together to show yields data, I think the community received it well. People liked it, and there was naturally people coming to the site and checking things. So then I felt I have good experience in DeFi so far, and I thought I could put things together easily and provide custom strategies, which are generally very difficult for others. I would say indirectly I was solving a problem for myself by building these things, and eventually it will definitely help other people also. So that's the main reason I think that the idea of building strategies eventually uh, came up to me. Yeah.
Very well. And in terms of total value locked, how did it progress during the first months of Stark Farm?
So, in the first months, what we launched was a very simple strategy. It was just a auto compounding strategy in which you just had to put your funds and we harvest and invest it for you automatically. But so I would say that was not a very, the value proposition was not very high there because people would, the return is not very different compared to using other lending platforms or something for yield. So the I think we were about 35K in TVL back then. But once recently we have launched this stocks inside
Okay.
strategy, which almost gives 60% higher yield, and there are more strategies coming up which will almost give you like 2x higher yield with the same or similar level of risk. So since the launch of this strategy last weekend, we had seen a good inflow of capital. So we have hit like the 100K TVL in a day or so. Yeah, I think we are doing good so far. Yeah.
Very well. And are there also metrics to see how many people enter the different DeFi Spring yields by other protocols? Like, do you have also stats of how many people check your DeFi aggregating interface? Or
I do not have it directly on top of the mind, but I think last I checked, it was probably about maybe 600, 700 per week
okay,
types
cool.
people coming onto the site. Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite good. And I think it's the right time to have a look at the Star Farm webpage. What do you think? And then we're gonna do
Sure.
a demo.
Sure. That would be great.
Okay.
Let me share.
In the meantime, I'll take advantage to say hello to our viewers. Hello, Ardik. Hello, Minato. Hello, Angelo. Hello, Fox TW. Hello, Minato. Hello, Ginola. How's it going? Thanks a lot for being at the Star Cafe. I hope you're enjoying it so far. So, all right.
So, can you see?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. So, this is our like interface, very simple, and you can, as soon as you come here, you'll see the strategies that are available here, and any future strategies. Besides that, you can always go into this tab, find yields, and you can look at yields across all the platforms, and choose which one you want to invest in, etc. There are various filters on how on different platforms that you might want to filter and check. But for this, I'll be going a little deeper into this stocks and SI strategy. So in this this strategy page, this is the investment token is of course Stark, and we have given all the information for you required so that you can make a good decision. This explains in terms of what happens on a high level when you invest within the strategy. So it's like you get an NFT which represents your position within the strategy, and you can always redeem, I mean, give this NFT back and redeem your funds to withdraw them, or even you can partially withdraw also. So there are no lock-ins or fees, etc. At this point, and I don't think there will be any lock-ins in the future as well. Uh,
Nice.
and we have this section that explains in detail what exactly the contract does behind the
Okay.
scenes to get this yield.
Okay, this is like
Sorry.
how these strategies work in practice, right? Like which kind of
Exactly, right.
also of actions do you do behind the scenes?
Exactly, right. So, assuming you take $1,000 of capital, you supply this capital to this contract. We invest like $1,000 into Zk land, Stark, and we borrow a proportion that is ETH from Zk land itself, and we use this ETH to deposit back into Nostra, and from this we borrow Stark again. We use this Stark to supply it back to Zikeland, and you continue this cycle like another three more times, and you end up increasing your capital efficiency by, I think for Stark it is like roughly 30% or so, and for USDC and Ethereum, which are little less volatile compared to Stark, the capital utilization will be much higher, like around 50%, and your rewards will be harvested automatically every 2 weeks into this strategy, increasing your net worth. And below, I have also explained potential risks and things that you have to keep in mind when you invest in this strategy. Yeah, so once you have, for example, I'll take a simple deposit and try to show, let's say I want to deposit 200 Stark.
Very cheap gas fees on Starknet, eh?
Very cheap.
And
Yeah, very
they
cheap.
are also set to be reduced very soon, so
Yeah,
they
yeah.
will be
So
even
that's
cheaper.
actually a very nice thing.
It is. It is.
Okay, yeah. So while I think it signs up,
Okay.
uh, so you should see your transaction history once the transaction goes through. And yeah, I think pretty much that is what it's about
Okay.
Starks Inside. Once the funds are here, you'll also be able to see the balance that you have, and you can withdraw them anytime. Um, it's taking a lot of time.
Yeah, maybe it's due to the connection. I don't know. Strange.
I think the network should be good.
Okay.
Okay, I think it did go through now. So the
Yeah.
transaction is has been sent to the chain.
Yeah.
It will be up here soon. Yeah,
Cool. Very nice UX, I must say. And yeah, maybe before asking you for a question by the public, by the audience, like maybe could you go back to the yield aggregating page just to have a look
right.
at the different yields that people can enjoy on Starknet besides your own strategy as well. So here we have the stacks and say
Right.
okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay, this is like the pools, like providing liquidity to pools on Equibol, like to the Stark USDC pair. There is a very juicy APR there. like almost 200%.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it- obviously
But yeah,
there is the impermanent.
most impermanent laws and these things. Yeah, like yeah. So you can filter, for
Oh,
example, into only stable pools. So in that case, you will end up saying, for example, you only want this without risk yields. Then this is the data that you can see for almost no risk. And in the other way is you maybe want like pools which are Stark based. Even then, you can see those things, and or you can even filter them based on the protocol types also. For example, you might want to only give it to lending protocols. Uh, so that is this case, or maybe you want to use concentrated liquidity pools, and you get Ecobo and all MySwap, etc. Yeah. So there is certain details. I think we'll probably add more information on the risk of these pools, etc. That maybe a little bit some indication like which are low risk and which could be little higher risk, etc. To help people
absolutely.
understand these things better.
Yeah, sure. For example, like impermanent loss while you provide liquidity to pools. I think that's the most risky way of farming, right? And
Right, right. Most risky
you
away.
need some kind of trading skills as well when you provide liquidity
Right, right.
to dexes, but obviously also like the yields that you can get from more stable pairs are also very attractive, in comparison to TradFi. And yeah, and going back to the strategy. Well, first of all, I wanted to congratulate you on the menu where you can choose all the different categories. I think users are gonna find it very useful in order to choose what suits them best. And having said that, yeah, let's go back to Stack Sensei, to the yield strategies that you are offering to the users. There's actually a question by Yo-Yo, and which is any plans to let users add or share their own strategies on the platform?
Yes, I think we will definitely do that. But meanwhile, if there is someone who wants to present like add it right now, please do reach out to us. There's this Telegram link on the platform that you can use to reach out. There is no structured way or like a formal way of doing this right now, but uh, to allow such an option definitely is in our mind.
Cool, very well. And there's also another question, still by Yo-Yo. How do you monitor the risks associated with each strategy?
Right. So in this particular strategy, for example, the risk is you could get liquidated as price moves. I mean, the contract could get liquidated as price moves. So we have a real-time backend system that monitors the health factor of this contract in real time, and it you it calls a function called rebalance within this contract, and when that happens, the borrow and deposits are adjusted within this contract, which brings the health factor to a target health factor. So
Cool.
actually, this is something public as well. I mean, even anyone can run this system. Uh, like anyone can call this function also because there are enough checks within the contract that will allow anyone calling and still it will be secure. So if anyone is interested, I think I would like to point them at this repository. We have not officially mentioned it to public, but yeah, since you're asking, this particular repository has code related to uh, risk management. And yeah, if you want to run something like that, more than happy to help you set up. Yeah,
Nice. Yeah, maybe you will give me all the links, and I will publish
sure.
them in the description of this live, so that people can rewind the video and find all the links that they need. And yeah, what else? I think first of all we can say hello also to Wetri Guru, member of the StrkFarm family, and GNGM. So Thanks to you for the interesting questions, Yo Stark. And yeah, as we transition to the end of this Stark Cafe, I wanted to know, like, what are your future plans at Stark Farm? Because as we previously said, Stark Farm was also born out of the DeFi Spring initiative. So I wonder, how will Stark Farm future look like once DeFi Spring, sorry, ends?
Right. So that's actually a very good question. So there are a few ways or like few plans for us, and one of the things is there are definitely more strategies that we can launch that would even work without DeFi Spring. For example, you mentioned earlier that concentrated liquidity pools are of very high risk, and there is impermanent loss, which people might miss. And designing strategies around that is quite complicated. But if you mix and match different protocols, lending with these maybe concentrated liquidity pools or even Carmine options, etc., you could probably come into a state where the risk is reduced or reduced significantly while having some positive return. So again, I do not have exact numbers on this, but this is some research that we are doing behind the scenes. So we hope to produce more strategies in these lines to allow people to better invest in concentrated liquidity pools down the line. That's one part. Second is I definitely have a strong focus on account abstraction within Starknet ecosystem, and I see, as I've spoken to different people, I see there is good potential of standardized, providing solutions or standardized ways in which account abstraction can be leveraged to for a better DeFi experience. I cannot give all the details at this point. It's not yet public, but yeah, I think broadly these are two things that we will be focusing to improve DeFi on Starknet for now. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully the Stark DeFi Spring, the Starknet DeFi Spring initiative by the foundation will be lasting for a long, long time. But regardless of that, I'm sure that such a talented dev like you will and your team will find new ways and new strategies to offer to your users, even without initiatives like the DeFi Spring. And having said that, before we say goodbyes, I would like to share the screen to show a bit the hard work that is being done by some of our friends at the Lazarus Pit, which is a group of content creators from the ongoing Starknet Wolf Pack League, where I'm also a member of, and they've been hosting. Let me share the screen first. Yeah, as I was saying, they're hosting weekly Twitter Spaces where they want to help projects which fell a bit behind in the past 3-4 months. They want to help them get back in the right track. And yesterday they presented staked on Raise. So Raise, which is a predictions market on Starknet. And if you want to listen to their latest Twitter space, you can find the link in the description box. I'm also paste it in the comment section, and then you can also look for the previous Twitter Spaces that they held during the past weeks in the Wolfpack League website that I'm also going to paste here. Sorry. And yeah, also looking forward to the next spaces that they're gonna hold. So having said that, now I think I also wanted to remind our viewers that we started scale watching, which is basically Nurstar. The Nurstar team is going multi-layer, so we are going to cover also other scaling ecosystem besides Starknet. Obviously, Starknet will always be playing a very central part in our content structure, but we also thought that it was time to start covering other scaling solutions and their dApps. So we also started with a weekly scale watching the week newsletters, and you can find all the links in the description box. You can please you can like follow us on Twitter and subscribe to our weekly newsletters. And we're also working on different on new formats that will be launching in the coming weeks and months. So having said that, enough said. And once again, I would love to thank Akira from StrkFarm to come here and to tell us anything we needed to know about your DeFi yields aggregator. I wish you all the best, and hopefully I will have you back very soon at the Stark Cafe. Thanks a lot, Akira.
Thanks a lot, Northstar. Thanks a lot for having me.
Take care. And obviously, I also want to remind all our viewers that nothing that we said here was financial advice. Obviously, DeFi is very risky and you need to proceed very cautiously. And I also want to thank all our viewers, listeners. Thanks a lot, Yo-Yo, once again. Thanks a lot to all our followers. And see you next time at the Star Cafe. Thanks a lot once again, Akira. See you next time.
Thank
Take
you,
care.
sir. Thank you. Bye bye.